Hi, in one of my previous videos, I shown how to implement a native template add to an Android Studio project. Now I want to use the same project and transfer the native template add from the main activity to a AlertDialog for the exit. As you can see, this is the project and the template add is in the main activity. If you don't know how to implement a native template add to an Android Studio project, I will put the link of that video on the top of this video. So you can click on it and watch the video and see how I made this project. Okay, this is my project. And as you can see here in the layout, I have the activity main XML file, which is contained template view and two templates for the advertise, which I get them from the Google. And also this is my main activity and two different classes for loading and setting the native template add to the template layouts. Okay. For the beginning, I just create an AlertDialog for the exit. So I go to the layout folder, right click, new, layout resource file. I click on it and I call it exit layout and press enter. Okay, this is our layout. In this layout, I will create a text view for the title. I will set the layout with wrap content and hide wrap content, and I have to link it top to top of parent, start to start of parent, and end to end of parent. Like this, it will stay at the center, at the top center of the layout. I will set the text title like this and set the text appearance to large. Under the title, I will put my template view. I can use the same template view because I want to transfer this one from the main activity to the AlertDialog. So I cut it and paste it here under the text view for the title. So I will change the height to the wrap content. Also, I can change the visibility to visible. I will link top of template view to bottom of text view for the title. Also, we have to set an ID. I will set it ID exit title. Here I link the template view to the text view for the title like this. Start to start of parent and end to end of parent. Then I create another text view for the message. I will set the text message. I will set an ID. And I'm adding the links. And I'm gonna set the text alignment to the center, and I will set the margin by 15 dp like this. Also, I can set the text appearance to the medium, and then I need one positive button and negative button to confirm or cancel the AlertDialog. So the first one gonna be the positive one. I will set the ID. Also, I have to add the links, end to end of parent, top to bottom of text view for message, like this, and start to end of negative button. And I will set the text to yes, like this. Then I create the negative button. And I'm adding the links, start to start of parent, top to top of positive button, and end to start of positive button, like this. Also, I can set margin top to 15 to make some space here. Good. I have to close this one. Also, I have to change the layout height to wrap content, like this. So I already designed the layout for our AlertDialog. So we're done here. I go back to the main activity Java. I go to the bottom to the main activity class. Okay, to get the call from the back button, I'm using onBackPress method, like this. I will select this one. onBackPress is creating the method. I remove this super dot onBackPress. Here I'm creating the AlertDialog. AlertDialog should be final. AlertDialog.builder, like this. I will call it exit builder dialog. It's gonna be new AlertDialog builder, and I pass the context. I will just write this. Okay, then I have to get the view of this layout we just made. So to get the view, I'm writing view. I'm calling this view dialog view. Get layout inflator dot inflate, and here I pass the layout. So r.layout.exit layout, and here I'm just writing false. Null, excuse me. Okay. Now we get the view from this exit layout. Now we can declare our bottom and text views and template view, and find them by ID. We have two bottoms, two text views, one for title, one for message, and one template view. So I start with the bottom. I declare button. I'm calling it yes button. I have to use this dialog view because it contains our exit layout. That find view by ID. This is our positive button. And for negative button, I'm calling it no button. Dialog view dot find view by ID r.id dot negative button. Then I declare the text views, text title, dialog view dot find view by ID rid, and it's gonna be title. And one text view for the message, dialog view dot find view by ID r.id dot id exit message. And we have to also declare our template view. I'm calling it template. I'm getting it from dialog view, find view by ID, rid, and my template. Okay, here as soon as we cast our values, I will set the template visibility to the gone. So when it's null, I don't want to show it. So simply I'm just set the template visibility to gone, because when we open this AlertDialog, it is still empty, and I don't want to show the template, an empty template. Okay, now let's set the title of the AlertDialog. So I'm gonna set the title here. I'm using this text title dot set text. I set it as exit, and then I'm gonna set the message. So I'm using this text message I just created, like, do you want to exit, a short message like this. Then I have to set this view to our alert dialog. I'm writing exit builder dialog dot set view, and it's gonna be dialog. Now we set this view to this dialog. Then I have to create it. I create it as a final. I will call it alert dialog exit builder dialog dot create. Also, I will set the cancelable on touch outside to the false to make sure when the user is touching around the alert dialog is not closing, like this. And now it's time to show the alert dialog. So alert dialog dot show, easy. Also, we should not forget to set our positive and negative button. So I rename this one to start with a small letter. Also this one. This is our positive button. I will make an on-click listener for that. New view on-click listener like this. And one negative button dot set on-click listener new view like this. Okay, as soon as we click on the no, we should cancel the alert dialog. So I'm just writing alert dialog dot cancel. Simple. And here we want to close the application. To close the application correctly, I'm using an intent, and I pass the activity to the intent, and then pulling the application completely out of the memory. Okay, this is the right way to close an app and pulling out completely out of the memory. I remove this one. I'm coming to main activity on create and select all these initializing the SDK and the code for the advertise and cut them from the onCreate method. I'm coming here to the onBackPressed method. After I declare the bottom text view and template view and found them by ID, I will paste them here like this. Okay, now it should work. Let's try the ad and see is it working or not. Okay, this is our app. Let's click on the back button. This is our exit alert dialog, and as you can see, after a few seconds, is loading the ad and showing the ad here. So if I click no, it will close and return to the app. If I click on the yes, it's closing the app completely. Very simple. Okay, this method is helpful when you have multiple activities because we are loading the advertise after we click on the back button. As you can see in the log, when we open the app, we do not load any advertise. let me show you. Let me remove the lock. I open the app. No advertise is loading. As soon as we click on the back button, it's initializing the SDK and loading an ad. But if you have only one single activity and you don't need to leave the main activity, so you can use the time, load an ad in the main activity. So what's happening if you load the ad before click here on the back button? When you load the ad before click here, the advertise is gonna be ready. So as soon as you click on the back, you don't need to wait to load an advertise, and it's showing it immediately. So let me try that way. To load it in the main activity, I go to the main activity class and I will declare a native ad variable. I'm calling it native ad. I'm coming back to this on back pressed method and this initializing SDK and the codes. I select them, cut them, and I create new method here at the bottom. I'm calling it load native ad. Like this. I will initialize the SDK here and the codes for loading the ad from ad loader. I will cut them and paste them in this new method. Also, I can call this new method from here, load native ad. So when this main activity is creating, immediately is loading the ad. So here, as soon as we load the ad successfully, after this condition, I pass this native ad to this variable we created in the main activity class. So I'm coming here and writing native ad is equivalent this native ad here. I also have to pass this code to AlertDialog. I will pass it here like this, and instead of native ad, I'm typing native ad because we don't have access to this native ad, but we have access to this one on main activity class. So we should make sure when we want to create a style for our advertise and when we want to pass the empty native ad to the template, it's not null. So to make sure it's not null, we make a condition if native ad is null, then create the style and set the native ad to the template. Else, it can set the visibility to the gun. However, we can remove this one and set this visibility here. So as soon as we cast this template and find it by ID, we can set the visibility to the gun. If native ad is not null, it's creating the style and change the visibility to visible and set the native ad to the template view. Also, when we click on negative button, we should destroy the native ad and request for new one. So to destroy the native ad, we just type native ad dot destroy, and immediately we will request a new advertise. Load native ad. This is our load native ad method. Also, we don't need this one, we can remove it. Okay, let's try it. Okay, this is our app. As you can see, it's loaded the native ad and it's already stored here. As soon as I click here, the alert dialog is coming. It appears on the screen with the advertise immediately. As you can see, no delay to show and load the advertise. And if I click on no, it's destroying the ad and load another one. You can see here. Again, and yes to exit. Okay, if you want to load the advertise to the main activity, as I told you, make sure you're not using another activity, because if you switch on another activity and you close the main activity, this native ad you created here will be destroyed, and when you go back to the main activity, you should load another activity. And you only have one time chance to show the advertise when user wants to exit from the app. So by this way, and requesting multiple times for advertise is just increasing the internet consumption for the user, and it's not gonna be very nice experience for the user. I'm suggesting you to use this method only when you have one single activity. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos. Goodbye.